Update 16th of January of indoor garden. So this is the squash just starting to come through. Watermelon, these are some new ones coming through and I've transplanted some previously. Yellow melons, here's some more coming through that I planted in here. And you'll see we've got quite a few going on of these now. These are doing very well. Cucumber, I've never had success with. Not quite sure what's going on here. If there are some growths coming through. Some little green bits. So I'm not sure about that. Onions are doing well now. These are all starting to come through. Quite a few of those happening. So yeah, that's the best one, the middle one. Got quite a few dotted round. Peppers are slowly coming through. Again, these are slow to grow here, but once they get growing, they do very well. So I try and plant quite a few of these because they'll be so slow coming up. I've planted some of these outside as well, just to make a comparison for myself. And then we have the plum tomatoes are now doing well. These are still the first lot in here. I haven't transplanted any of these out because these seem to be a little bit slower growing than the cherry tomatoes. And cherry tomatoes, I've already planted a lot of these out. I'm sure you can see my finger marks where a lot of these. So these are the second batch coming through of these. I haven't actually sown any more of these. These are just what's coming up slower. There was a big clump at the back there. So let me show you how the transplanted ones are doing of all of these things. So this is my other table that I had going. These are the yellow melons that I first transplanted out, and the last filming showed the very start of the third leaves just starting to show. So you can see how these are going. I have transplanted a second little lot of these, so the slightly slower growing ones are the second batch that I've planted out. They're just all together now. So they're liking it here. As you can see, probably we get a lot of sun still in January. So this indoor garden or indoor greenhouse over the other side are doing very well for my plants. So there's a lot of these going on. And as I said, I think by mistake I transplanted 3 watermelons. And I think they're over in these pots here. So I've just kept them separate. There might be the yellow melons within them. As you see, some extras came up here. And these are the newer yellow melons I've transplanted. So all in all, they're doing very well. And I have also got in these milk bottle ones a Cypriot fruit that we were given, which I'll insert and show you there. These are the cherry tomatoes that I pricked out and planted. And these are some more yellow melons I started to grow when I said to you that they seemed to be doing well initially in the cake boxes. So I will plant some more in cups and make a comparison. And they're just starting to come up quite well. And here is the very first tiny showing of the yellow melon in the second cake box on my second table, and of the watermelon. Planted some more of the Cypriot fruit here, and this is another plant that I had outside I've brought in. It's another Cypriot fruit. And finally today I've just planted some pepper seeds from a pepper that we had. So we'll see how they do. And that's the update for now. 25th of January, update on indoor garden, which has vastly expanded. So these were all the very first yellow melons. Out on here. So we've got loads of these now. In these milk cartons, these are the pomelo growing. Nothing happening with those yet, but I'll do different updates on those. So we have all the yellow melons. They're now gaining their 5th leaves, most of them, and nice and tall. These are some watermelons just coming up. You can see it's actually first opening. And next to this, some yellow melons. These are the second cake boxes of these, not the ones on the original greenhouse table. So the yellow melons are coming up nicely. And again, some more yellow melons, and if you recall, some of these bigger pots have watermelon in them. So they're doing well. The original table, I've resown everything again. The only thing I haven't transplanted yet is the onions. So this is still the original of the onions. And I have put some more seeds in as well with these. But the rest of the cake boxes I keep transplanting out. So there's nothing for you to really see there. They've all just been replanted. This I think is a squash that came out of this one, but we'll have to wait and see. The rest of them are outside now, the transplanting. These are the cherry tomatoes, the very first ones. These have now been planted out here. Good lot of these. Excuse the strimmer in the background. These are doing very well. These are the plum tomatoes, which grew a little slower. They're doing good. So quite a few of those coming on. These are some yellow melons that I planted directly into the cups to see how quickly they would grow. Not as good as the cake boxes, but they're doing good. A few of those coming up. These I've all put outside today because it's a lovely sunny day. January is actually quite nice mostly, with a little rain in Cyprus. And these are all peppers. So these are coming along, some better than others. And I have 2 crates of these. So we have 2 crates of those. And these are all out on my steps into the sun lounge, where we have the 2 areas of growing. So that's the red table full of what I've shown you. I'm really pleased with this table. And also I do have 2 other plants going on just to keep them indoors. That's a fruit tree, and this one is lots of the pomelo seeds. Nothing coming up there, but this is where this is sitting with a cloche on it. Just an old water bottle which I've cut down that I put on at night just to keep the chill off of it. So that's my update for now. Today is the 6th of February. It's actually midwinter in Cyprus, but a very sunny day, so I've brought my indoor greenhouse growings outside. So I'm doing a little comparison here. These were all from indoors planted, but these are peppers planted directly into the cups rather than inside the cake boxes. And again, they are slower growing. They're just about coming through, some of them. But on the whole, it's the cake boxes that are making them grow quicker rather than being indoors. So not a lot happening here yet, but a few green bits coming up. And here again, these were planted directly in the cups. And as I say, everything I'm showing you today is all indoors. I've just brought them out today because it's such a nice sunny day. And then these are yellow melons. Again, you can see these ones have been planted indoors, but the taller ones you'll now see were actually started off in the cake boxes, and I've transplanted them into the cups when they were very small. They'd only just started growing before I transplanted them. And here's Colin. I'll give you an update on Colin in another video. He turns out to be Waffles, but we call him Colin Waffles, and as you may notice, his collar has gone. We think he took it back, left it at the stables to show he was all well and good, but he's staying here. So here we have some more yellow melons, again planted in the cups. These yellow melons were from the cake boxes just when they're starting to grow, because they're growing so fast in there that I plant them out as soon as they start showing in the cake box. These are the cherry tomatoes. And yes, they are doing well. They were slow to start in the cake boxes. The yellow melons were first, which really surprised me, as I find them quite hard to grow normally. And tomatoes I find quite easy. There, and as I get some more, I plant them further down. This is what was out of an old fridge or freezer, and it had the word vegetables on it, which, as I said in a previous video, was quite funny. Yes, the trouble with you, Colin, is you're making the camera move too much. He nuzzles you all the time. Oh look, he gets in the way. He's going to be another Pebbles. And then on to the next one. These are peppers. These are the ones doing best. These were the first ones transplanted from the cake box. Look at those. There's loads of them all together in there. So they're coming up slowly. Peppers always seem to grow slower. If any of you grow peppers and they grow really fast, tell me how you do them. I think they just start slower. And then here are the plum tomatoes, which are growing slower than the cherry tomatoes. Is that because it's a different variety? Because they were started off exactly the same on the same date. So I don't know about that. Now moving indoors, this is the original red table. These I don't even cover up at night anymore. I'm thinking if they're going transplant out. And most of those seedlings I've shown you, if they look strong, I don't cover them anymore at night. So here are the yellow melons doing exceptionally well. I'll just show you how tall some of these are. Look, these are really big now. So these are doing really well. Really good, really strong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 leaves. 5 good leaves now on these. If you look back at my other videos, you'll know the dates of when I planted them. So this gives you a guide. These are the very first lot. And then we have some more watermelons. These are the second cake boxes, but again, every time some come out, I take them out and re-sow. That's some more yellow melons just starting. This table's mostly yellow melons, but over here a few watermelons. Watermelons grow slower than yellow melons for me. Last year was my first year of growing them just outdoors, and they did grow into small watermelons, but I don't know the type of them, so we'll see if we do better with those this year. So that's the red table, all growing really well. Oh, and these milk bottles, in case you haven't watched before, these are pomelos grown for the first time, and I've also got some of them over here. So here's some more pomelos. Don't know if that's what's coming up yet. And that might be a squash. Squash hasn't done anything this year. It might be in the seeds. This is another fruit tree I'm just growing out here. So onto the original greenhouse table. Squash, nothing. I haven't done anything with this apart from try and plant some more. But I think it might be because I washed the seeds. So in future I'm not going to wash the seeds, I'm just going to plant them straight in. Nothing's changed there at all since day one, apart from that one I took out that might be one growing. And then here's some more watermelon. These are coming along nicely now. The yellow melon, as I say, they are growing really well. Every time some pop up, they get taken out. And cucumber, nothing. This is all that's happened here since day one. I think we're too hot in Cyprus to really grow cucumber very well. And then my onions, look at these are doing really well. These are the very first ones. I don't really like to keep moving onions, so when these get a little bit bigger, I'm going to just take the whole lot and plant them out. And this is what I've been putting over these at night, as obviously the lid itself is too shallow now they're tall. It's the bottom of another cake box, so you've got more depth here, so you can cut one up and leave that on the top overnight if that's what you want to do. So there's that. Now we have the peppers. As you see, I've already taken quite a lot out, and this is another set growing. These are coming up a bit faster now. They seem to be doing better. And then more plum tomatoes. Again, a lot of these have been transplanted, and these are some new ones. Keep coming through. And finally the cherry tomatoes, which are growing very well in here. Give them a couple more days and I'll prick some more of these out and transplant them. Now I've also done a comparison of growing at the same time outdoors for some of these, so I'll show you those results. And on my way there's Pebbles. I know you all like to see Pebbles. She wants her tummy rubbed. Yes, darling. You don't see Fossil so much, she's quite elusive. You want stroke? Put you on wide. Yeah. Good girl. Good Pebbles. Yes, I know you want your tummy rubbed. Yes, this cat loves her tummy rubbed. She didn't used to. But now she's calm. She's a very chilled back cat, this one. Good girl. Okay, let's go and show you the outdoor crops. So these were planted the same time as the very first indoor garden greenhouse video. This is cherry tomatoes. So remember, I've transplanted a lot out already, but these ones I haven't touched since day one. So definitely slower growing. And these are plum tomatoes, planted the same day as day one of the indoor greenhouse. Nothing transplanted at all, these. I'm just leaving them to make a good comparison. You'll see all my gardening videos mostly about comparing growing in different areas, different times and different ways. And these are peppers, but do note a lot of this is weed. So I do nothing but water these because I'm kind of showing you natural growing in the pots. So if you see anything, don't think it's growing. A little weed here, so I think I'll need to pull some of these weeds out. There's not actually anything growing in most of these, pepper wise. So too early for these, but also showing you outdoor pots grow a lot slower. I'll just show you my rock rose I'm trying to grow. I don't know if you can grow it as I am pulling a bit off the plant. I'll put a picture in to show you these, but I would really love these somewhere else. It's a natural plant. In Cyprus. I haven't seen it grow in very many places. But we'll see. And here I took some of what I considered to be the seed pods, although they didn't seem to be any actual seed. They just crumbled, but I've tried those to see if I can grow from there. Well, that's my update from now. So there's a few dates all put together there to show you what's going on in Cyprus. I'm also trying lots of different versions of growing oleander, all the way from taking cuttings in pots and also trying stick method, just growing purely from a stick, see if it roots. So I'll do that in another video for you. And there's loads more of these all around the garden, just showing you every different method. So that's an update for now. You've got a few different dates there so you can see the growth rate. And I'll keep going on these to show you how they're all doing. But until next time, Meraki.